Most of the problems in NBA 2K14 are legacy issues which have plagued the game for years. By simple fixes, this game mode could be twice as enjoyable and actually functional for other positions besides point guard. For some reason, many of the mode's features were working in previous games, but broke at some point in the development cycle and have never been fixed. Instead, 2K seems intent on adding a layer on top every year and not look at the core issues. And the layer they've added in next gen isn't really working out as they planned either. Linear storyline. The storyline doesn't change whether you're doing well or poorly. You'll come off the bench until a fixed story event. Name one team that would not start a player posting these kind of stats. Storyline and cutscenes should only be in the game when they add to the experience, not when they distract from it. On-court action should never be dictated by the storyline. It's complete garbage that you can be predetermined to miss free throws or jump shots. Here's a drastic example where the storyline takes over the game. As you can see, we're up 20 points by the end of the first half. The team is playing well, as am I. But the game has something else in mind and makes my team lose the third quarter on purpose. Look at these third quarter stats. The opponent shoots ungodly percentages, while my team could not hit a single shot and got outplayed in every single aspect, just so this dynamic goal would pop up. If you fail this dynamic goal and don't bring your team back single-handedly, no matter how well you did in the game will treat you as if it was your fault and openly mock you in the post-game interview.
You were able to get some extra minutes tonight while your team was getting blown out, but didn't make much of an impression. What happened out there?
No one had it. No one. And that includes me.
The coach will also call you into his office and tell you how disappointed he is. Apparently, my near 50 points and being one pass away from triple-double wasn't enough. It wasn't the coach's fault that he subbed out the player having a perfect game for a whole quarter where the team lost by 40 points. Or that he can't make substitutions to get tired players off the floor, so I have someone to pass to that can actually make a shot. Team defense. Your teammate AI is worthless on defense. They sag off on three-point shooters for absolutely no reason and collapse on every play. On the last generation version, you could fix this by selecting pressure shooters from the menu when either playing as point guard, point forward, or having the on-court coach signature skill. Which is another thing. On-court coach should not cost the absurd amount of VC when it is actually required to fix the retarded AI. And yet, in the next-gen version of the game, the quick defensive settings are removed from the game, and the replacement point of emphasis is not something you can change as a player for some godforsaken reason. So have fun playing against an AI opponent who will get 3 open looks from the three-point arc all game. No plays, no play types, no team offense. This is the killer for playing anything except point guard. I was relieved to see they've fixed setting screens as part of the play in the current gen version after a year of broken screens which made playing a big man impossible. Well, it seems like I was too early to celebrate. The next gen version rolled around. The first warning sign is not being able to set your play types when creating your player. This has been in every MyPlayer creation since the game mode was introduced. The horrible truth was quickly uncovered. Your team does not call plays. You can go through all the settings you like, but 99% of the time, all your team does is play freelance. Yet another year, 2K decided to screw everyone except those playing point guard. Good luck doing anything except isolating or playing pick and roll if you aren't the team's point guard and get to call plays for yourself. Every year the MyCareer seems to be geared towards playing hero ball rather than being a part of a functional team. Roles and rotations. The player roles and rotations were broken on release. A lot of the players became unhappy with their roles, and that made them unusable for their teams. However, the patches did fix this, so props to 2K. Playing MyGM is actually fun after this fix. Substitutions and other coaching problems. There's absolutely no excuse for the coach to leave the same 5-man group out there for the whole quarter. Yet this happens constantly. I rarely if ever see either of the teams have any stamina left at the end of the games, because the coach just leaves the players out there and never even considers substitution guys in. It's common practice to play the last 2 quarters in a row and being subbed out for the whole second quarter. The issue has been in the game for years and has only gotten worse. Missing camps and D-League. I think the game would benefit from bringing back the prospect and summer camps and the preseason games. You should be able to prove your worth to a team even before the season starts. I really like the range where you could end up with your play. If you played great, you could even begin the season as the team starter. If you didn't get anything done, you would start in the D-League and work your way up. It added to the authentic feel that you were a part of the league and a part of the team, rather than going through the motions of a storyline identical to everyone else playing the game. While I completely disagree with 2K's newfound idea to try and pump microtransactions out of its player base by including VC in every game mode, that's a topic for another video. For now, we're focusing on the issues surrounding MyCareer, and what 2K's obsession of trying to pump more money out of us means for the game mode is that you have to be always online to play. That's unacceptable for a game mode that's completely played offline. At the whim of your internet provider, Sony's or Microsoft servers, or simply 2K's own servers, which we all know are unreliable at best, you might not be able to play the game when you want to. And the only reason is so 2K can check out after every single game an attribute upgrade, whether or not every single VC you spent was earned in a manner dictated by 2K. It's a single player experience. When playing the game on a PC, I would often create a character and put him instantly to around 80 overall, because I have gone through the development phase enough times. When a new iteration of a game comes out, you have to start over from the beginning and quit the career you might have been playing for multiple seasons. Is it not okay to cheat to have the character you create in the new game be similar to the one you already earned? Cheating in a single-player game does not hurt anyone, and nowadays we're seeing games like MLB 14 The Show have progression transferred from your previous game. Before you go writing in the comments about the park, realize that none of the stats are tracked in the park, and if this was a problem they could have completely separate online characters, which would make a lot more sense anyway. I don't believe you should be able to play with a 99 overall character online, whether earned legitimately cheating or by paying 2K real money for virtual currency. Or they could check if the character was earned legitimately by placing hidden checks when you earn or spend it. Not something that forces you to always be online when you play the game mode. Allow users to sim games or limit the season length. The most fun I've had with NBA 2K MyCareer was playing multiple seasons. I had a career where I got to play for 10 seasons and make the Hall of Fame. The secret? I played on PC so I could edit the season length to be 29 games. No more grinding through unimportant regular season games. I could actually watch my team's rookies grow up and see how the team changed over the years. I could battle in multiple playoffs, and could actually let myself lose a playoff series and not restart the game and try again. Because I sure as hell won't go through another 82 game season just to get back in the playoffs. The current system makes no sense. I bet most guys won't even make it out of the first season before the next year's game is out. The current system penalizes you heavily for playing with 12-minute quarters as well. The real NBA season may be 82 games, but this is fantasy. You should be able to dictate how much of a season you play, either with limiting the season length or being able to sim games. Maybe you could even sim to the fourth quarter and just play that for some games. All I know, the current system quickly devolves into a grind. Despite all its flaws, it's still an enjoyable game. I just wish 2K would focus less on sweeping changes and more on fine-tuning the experience. Thanks for watching. Now you may have noticed my 4-month absence, for which I am sorry. I'll try to be a bit more consistent with the content I put up.
All that money? Wow.